Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। ग्रंथा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Questions by the Sages, Text 14. आपन्नः संस्थितिर्घोराम् आपन्नः संस्थितिं घोराम् यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् तथा सद्यो विमुच्येत यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयम्। आपन्नः संस्थितिं घोराम् यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् तथा सद्यो विमुच्येत यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयम्। आपन्नः संस्थितिं घोराम् यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् तथा सद्यो विमुच्येत यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयम्। आपन्नः संस्थितिं घोराम् यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् तथा सद्यो विमुच्येत यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयम्। आपन्नः संस्थितिं घोराम् यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् तथा सद्यो विमुच्येत यद्बिभेति स्वयं भयम्। Word meaning: आपन्नः, being entangled, samsatim, in the hurdle of birth and death, ghoram, too complicated, yat, what, nama, the absolute name, vivashaha, unconsciously, vinan, chanting, tataha, from that, sadhyaha, at once, vimuccheta, gets freedom, yat, that which, vibheti, fears, swayam, personally, bhayam, fear itself. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately even by unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Translation and repetition. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Vasudeva or Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller of everything. There is no one in creation who is not afraid of the rage of the Almighty. Great asuras like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa and others who were very powerful living entities were all killed by the personality of Godhead. And the Almighty Vasudeva has empowered his name with the powers of his personal self. Everything is related to him, and everything has its identity in him. It is stated herein that the name of Krishna is feared even by fear personified. This indicates that the name of Krishna is non different from Krishna. Therefore, the name of Krishna is as powerful as Lord Krishna himself. There is no difference at all. Anyone, therefore, can take advantage of the holy names of Lord Sri Krishna even in the midst of greatest dangers. The transcendental name of Krishna, even though uttered unconsciously or by force of circumstances, can help one obtain freedom from hurdle of birth and death. The sense of Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimrandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. The chapter is entitled as Questions by the Sages, and Shaunakadi Rishis, they are addressing Suta Goswami. So they are asking questions, and now the previous verse says like this: O Suta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters or acharyas, for one is uplifted both by speaking them and by hearing them. And now, first they are talking about incarnations of Lord, now they are talking about the holy name. And then they further continue, O Suta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. So, one by one, they are listing out. First, they talk about the incarnations and Katha of Lord. Then they talk about the holy name. Then they talk about the devotees of the Lord. Right? In this way, they are listing out that by Lord's grace there are so many means of purification. And now this today's verse talks about the holy name and the glory of holy name, which is feared by fear personified. Right? And it frees one from the cycle of birth and death, complicated meshes of birth and death. So two significant glories. One is freedom from cycle of birth and death, and second is even when one is in the material existence, he is free from fear. So that free from fear is very important, very significant. Why? Because we know Bhagavatam states Bhayam Dvitiya Abhiniveshita Syat. Why fear comes? Fear comes because when one invests his intelligence, his consciousness in Dvitiya, Dvitiya means second to his existence. Our existence is as soul. We are spirit souls, so our existence is on soul level. So we should consider ourselves as soul. For soul, there is nothing to fear. Soul never dies, soul never takes birth, soul never depletes, soul is never mutated, soul never withers away, right? Soul never changes. So many characteristics of soul are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So when nothing is going to happen to me, why should I be afraid? So person who is realized, self-realized, he has nothing to fear. But a person who is not self-realized, he thinks himself to be body. Right? And because body is perishable, body is temporary, body is changeable, body suffers so many differences. There is fear. Now, while being within the body, how one can be fearless? Right? Okay, one has given up the body, no more body, so no more fear. But that's not the point. Just giving up body doesn't make one fearless. What makes one fearless is being Krishna conscious. Right? Being Krishna conscious. Like sometimes people say, कि they are very perturbed, they are very disturbed in their lives by situations. घर में बहुत झंझट है, जॉब में बहुत झंझट है, बिजनेस में या हेल्थ में, सो मेनी इश्यूज दे हैव. एक बार मर जाए तो मुक्ति मिल जाए, बस मर जाए तो कृष्ण लोग चले जाए. लाइक दैट समबडी told me also, right? So death is not the solution. That is that death. For going to Krishna Loka, you don't have to die. For going to Krishna Loka, you have to become Krishna conscious. Criteria for going to Krishna Loka is not death. Criteria for going to Krishna Loka is becoming Krishna conscious. So when one is Krishna conscious here in this world itself, he has transcended death already. He has already attained, while within being this body, he has attained Goloka. And Goloka is a chief Vaikuntha planet, topmost Vaikuntha planet. So already he has become Vaikuntha, Vigatakuntha. So now this holy name of Lord, even while being in material existence, takes us to the status of Vaikuntha, even while being within the body. Right? So when one is within the body, within this material existence, we are trapped by body, living in the material creation of three modes, where the influence of three modes comes. Right? Even while being in this situation, Jivan Muktasa Uchyate, one is liberated. So liberation has nothing to do with the body, liberation has got to do with the consciousness. Now here it is said, this holy name of Krishna gives us these two things: liberation from birth and death, and liberation from fear while within this body. So freedom from this body, cycle of body changing, and while within this body, the freedom from existence in this body, fear of existence. How it changes our consciousness. When we chant, our mind, our intelligence, our senses become purified. Our surrender. Chanting means not just uttering the name, chanting means the mood of surrender. Please engage me in your service. But even if somebody is not in that consciousness, that please engage me in your service, still he just goes on chanting. Yamraj says to Yamdutas that even if Lord's name is taken, Sanketyam Parihasyam Stobam Helanam. Sanketyam Parihasyam Va Stobam Helanam Eva Va. Vaikuntha Nama Grihanam Ashesha Agaharam Vibhu. If somebody takes Lord's name, Sanketyam, to indicate something else, not to call out for the Lord, but to indicate something else. Right? So that is Sanketyam. Like say somebody is searching for ashram. Where is the ashram? Where is the ashram location? So you tell, where are you? I am standing near Krishna sweet shop. So he is uttering name Krishna to indicate sweet shop, not the Lord. Still, Yamraj says, Ashesha Agha Haram Vidu. Means Ashesha, nothing will be remained. All his agha means sins will be taken away by this chanting. Parihasyam means just out of fun. Like I have experienced this when we used to be in Jaipur, old city. So we would go for Padayatra. Small children, oh Hare Krishna Rama wala gaye, Hare Krishna Rama wala gaye. They'll just make fun, laugh, and run here and there. So they are just making fun. And if you go for donation to some shop and they are not very favorable, oh Raja Hare Rama wala, Hare Krishna wala. So in sarcastic way they say, right? But they utter Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, four names they utter. Ashesha Aga Haram Vidu. Right? Endless sins will be removed. Stobham, Stobham means musical entertainment. Just for entertainment, they play kirtan. Just for entertainment, people sing cinema song. They sing in that cinema song. They have Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. So just for musical entertainment, if somebody sings, or sometimes Nagar Sankirtan, street Sankirtan happens, people just come and sing. They just want to clap and little relax from their very tedious, tiring day. Just for them, it's a musical entertainment. Still, Ashesha Aga Haram Vidu. And Helanam, neglectfully, not with attention, not with focus on the Lord, not for calling the Lord, neglectfully. Sometimes elderly people have, like, in village, they'll be having a wooden bed cot that is wired with that jute rassi, jute rope. In that elderly Dadaji will be sitting, lying down, and there will be one aluminium lota next to him and one stick with curved this thing like that. So grandchild will come, Dadaji, doodh le lo. He'll get up, Ram, 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 बहुत पीटा है. So he's not calling Ram actually. Correct. He's not calling Lord. Right? Why? Because immediately after getting up, first he'll open tobacco and chuna. So definitely he's not in Ram consciousness. Right? Still he utters. Or they're walking and suddenly leg slips. Ram, 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 Ram. Ah. There is a habit. So, Helena matlab neglectfully, out of just habit or just like that. Ashesha Agaharam Vidu. So many sins are removed. So many sins are taken away. There is no count to it. Ashesha, nothing remains. No sin remains for that person. Like that, we see in Ajamila story also. So, those who are chanting attentively, for them so much blessing is there. Much more blessing is there. Those who are not chanting attentively, about them Yamraj is talking. Don't go near them also, he is telling to Yamdutas. Their all sins are vanquished, taken away. Haram. So now here we see that living entities who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately, right? By even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna. This is the power of Krishna, name of Krishna, right? Then why we have to do so much of bhakti? Why we have to do so much of bhakti, sadhana? Because Yamraj says, Yamraj is a Mahajan, he is an authority in spiritual knowledge. Sins will be removed. Here it is said, freedom from entanglement of birth and death. But Krishna Prema is not mentioned. To attain Krishna Prema, one has to surrender to bona fide spiritual master and practice bhakti under his guidance. So Krishna Prema is reserved. Holy name has this blessing that anybody chants holy name. Krishna has given that potency in the holy name. Anybody chants, devotee, non-devotee, anybody will get some benefit out of it. But this is not the ultimate benefit of holy name. This is not the ultimate benefit of holy name. These are the side effects of holy name. Liberation, freedom from material entanglement, freedom from sins or karma, both pious and impious, and three modes, freedom from three modes, influence of three modes, purification, and getting absolved of unwanted habits. All these are side effects, right? So there is very nice, very famous pastime of Haridas Thakur. think Raghunath Das Goswami, Majumdar, Govardhan Majumdar, Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar. Yes. So very famous pastime, very nice pastime. That they used to conduct sabhas for spiritual discourses, and they used to invite people to come and attend the sabhas. Isn't it? And they would invite very wise people of the village, learned people from the village from different backgrounds to, have a spiritual get together, spiritual katha kind of thing. So once they invited Haridas Thakur and many others uh, for a discussion on holy name. So Haridas Thakur was also present, and then they had discourses on holy name from different insights. It's kind of uh, seminar kind of thing, that all are coming and speaking their realizations of holy name. So somebody comes and says, holy name can liberate us from all sins. Somebody says holy name can give us liberation. Holy name can free us from the entanglement of material modes. So there was one more among the learned circle, one more, his name was Gopal Chakravarti. Gopal Chakravarti. Yes. So Gopal Chakravarti says, no, this is exaggeration of. No, then Haridas Thakur is invited to speak. That please speak on this. So he says, all that you have said is true, but this is not the ultimate result of holy name, chanting of holy name. The actual result of chanting of holy name is awakening of love of Krishna, love of Godhead. These are all side effects. Then he cites an analogy. What is the analogy he cites? That awakening of love of Krishna is like rising of sun. Even before sun rises, there is daylight. And when there is daylight, even before sun rises. So when we break fast after Ekadashi and Dwadashi, we just don't see daylight is there or not. We see whether sun has really risen or not. Right? So there is a specific time for sunrise. Before sun rises, there is little daylight. When daylight comes, the fear of ghosts, the fear of thieves and rogues, the fear of dangerous animals, the fear of darkness or ignorance, all are dispelled. Even before the sun rises, daylight dispels all such fears. Daylight dispels ignorance. After all this, real sun rises. Same way, even before the love of Godhead awakens in the heart of a devotee, all these fears are vanquished. All the fears of material existence, all the fear of being in this body, everything is vanquished. Right? So, vanquishing of fear is side effect. Real sun has risen now. Now real Krishna Prema comes. So this vanquishing of fear is this abhasa. It's not the real vision of the sun. Real darshan of the sun has not happened. It's just the abhasa of the sun. Oh, sun, abhasa means there is a sense of sun rising. Right? So, even before Krishna Prema arises in somebody's heart, all the fear of material existence, all the entanglement of material existence is vanquished. So this blessing, holy name carries by default in itself for everybody. And that is what is written, that even if unconsciously somebody chants, he is freed from all these things. But attaining Krishna Prema, personal relationship with Krishna, entering into Krishna Loka is reserved for those who surrender to Krishna under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. This is the difference. So people who settle down with, oh, moksha mil jayega, freedom from cycle of birth and death, meshes of birth and death, so they are settling for partial realization or partial benefit of the holy name. Real benefit of holy name is attaining Krishna Prema. So now even that is the highest end goal. That is the ultimate goal, Pancham Purushartha. But even before that, for a sadhak who has not developed Krishna Prema, these things should manifest. That is the fear of material existence should mitigate, should diminish. So, to mitigate this fear of material existence, to diminish this fear of material existence, one has to start seeing Krishna's hand in every sphere of life. One has to start seeing Krishna's hand. To start seeing Krishna's hand, one has to fill Krishna in his head. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, start seeing me everywhere. One who sees me everywhere, everything in me and me in everything is never lost to me. So this is one of the tasks given by Krishna. Like first action item given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is first action item, tolerate. Right? There are so many instructions by Lord, but if we pick action items, what Lord is asking me to do, what Lord is asking me to do, in there is a long list. What all Lord is asking me to, Satatam Kirtanto is an action item. Correct. Then so many are there. Bodhayanta Parasparam is an action item. Like that, one of the action items is start seeing Krishna in every aspect of life. When one sees Krishna in every aspect of life, he sees Krishna's hand, Krishna's control, Krishna's ownership. Right? He is the source of everything. He is the control of everything. He is the maintainer of everything. He is sanction of everything. If everything is happening as per Krishna's wish, Krishna is in full control of the situation, then there is nothing to fear. So unless one trains himself to see like this, right? Unless one trains himself to see things like this, he cannot come out of fear. Right? He cannot come out of fear. So one has to start seeing like this. For that, one has to fill Krishna's words. Repeatedly, one has to fill Krishna's words. Okay, Lord is saying, right? He is the supreme controller. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is in full control of every planet, every living entity, every corner of this creation. So any situation that I am in is not out of Lord's control. We have to repeatedly fill this in the head. Then when situation comes, we can immediately recall Krishna's instruction that he is in control of the situation. If he wants, I'll be safe. If he doesn't want, then whatever happens. This is how Prabhupada is writing in Jalduta diary. Right? Because Prabhupada is constantly seeing Krishna in every sphere of life. He's constantly associated with Krishna. Right? He's carrying Krishna. Swa antastena gadabhrita. He's constantly carrying Krishna. So he knows whatever situation one goes through, one faces, one is about to face, all these are in Krishna's control. So when one sees this situation is given by Krishna, this situation is controlled by Krishna, Krishna knows I am in this situation, right? He becomes fearless. This consciousness is not possible for a non-devotee. This is a special blessing given by Lord to a devotee. Right? This is a prerogative. This fearlessness is a special blessing given by Lord to his devotee. Because this fearlessness comes by carrying Krishna in heart. Right? And Krishna staying in heart is a blessing given by Krishna. That I will stay in devotee's heart. Matta smritir. Matta smritir. Right? Jnanam apohanam cha. So this smriti is given by Krishna. For that, one has to show sincere endeavor that yes, Krishna, I want to carry you in my heart. I want to become fearless. So when we chant, right, we ask for the mood of chanting. Prabhupada said is ask for Lord's service, Lord's constant association. Prabhupada says, pray to Krishna that Krishna, I may never forget you. Right? This Prabhupada has a very nice quote is there, that this material world is so designed that one is always there's a tendency to forget Krishna at every step. Right? This material world is designed for us to for us to become forgetful of Krishna. It's designed like that. That's why we came here. So Prabhupada says that always pray to Krishna that Lord, you are sitting in my heart. May I never forget you. Please give me your constant remembrance. Please give me your constant remembrance. Right? When we remember Lord, remembering Lord means, oh, I'm in dangerous situation, I remember Lord. Remembering Lord means remembering Lord's involvement, remembering Lord's hand, remembering Lord's presence, right? Remembering Lord's sanction, remembering that I am part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is sitting within my heart, then one becomes fearless. Right? To remember this, one has to chant. By chanting, this remembrance comes, and by this remembrance, one enhances his chanting. Right? So that's how yad bibeti swayam bhayam. Right? One is fearless of any situation. Oh, this situation is given by Krishna. I belong to Krishna, situation belongs to Krishna, he wants to combine me and the situation, his wish, he wants to remove me from the situation, his wish. So when devotee sees like this, his wish, okay, I am Krishna's. So if he wants to put me here, put me. If he wants to remove me from here, remove me. After all, I don't have an independent existence. So by practice, by recalling Lord's words, by following Prabhupada's instructions, this fearlessness is instilled within the heart of the devotee. That is a special mercy of the Lord. Right? So we'll stop here. Granthashram Bhagavatam ki jai. So Prabhupada ki jai.